As Americans, we've all used the common household toilet, but few of us know simple procedures to maintain and repair that necessity of an item. Today, I'm going to run you through some common ways to maintain and keep your toilet functional that are very cost effective and will keep you from paying plumbers hundreds of dollars to fix this issue. Now, if at any point in these you feel overwhelmed or anything like that, you can always call a plumber. I'm not saying you shouldn't call plumbers, I'm just saying these are a few methods that you can use, which are very simple, you shouldn't really be able to mess them up, and they could save you upwards of hundreds of dollars for calling plumbers. So, step one, as always with any household issue, diagnosis. You need to determine the problem. Now, if we have a cracked bowl or cracked bowl here or cracked tank up here, it's going to be very easy to determine that because you're going to see the leakage coming out as it's coming out. You're going to determine that instantly. Now, if we have a fill valve issue in the tank, that could be harder to determine because all you're going to hear there is maybe a loud buzzing or your toilet's flushing like every other hour and for no reason. Those can be a little harder to determine. So that's step one. Now, let's get into some of the issues that people commonly occur. Now, if you're maybe experiencing some leaking down here in the hosing, common issue. Plumbers get called on this all the time. It's very easy to fix. Simply turn off the water, step one. Step two, tighten the hosing. Now in both of these, you should always remember righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's a common expression, but it works in most household appliances. So turn off the water, you're turning it to the right, you're tightening the valve. Up on the gasket, you're turning it to the right, you're tightening up that sealant. Another thing about this, some people, if you have rubber washers, you can put that on that hosing to make it a little tighter, reduce leakage. But you should never put any kind of liquid sealant on there because for other maintenance protocols, you're going to have to remove that hosing. And you never want to cut off something that's designed to be removed to never be removed again. So that's just a little bit of information. Second main problem that people come across, cracked tanks or cracked bowls. Both of these are very simple. In theory, you want to dry out the bowl or tank as much as possible. So in this case, what we do is we turn off the water, off. We'd flush out the tank. Now I didn't actually flush out all the tank because that gets pretty loud, but let's say the crack's up here. What you're going to do is you're going to wait an hour or two for this whole thing to dry. Then you're going to apply what's called porcelain sealer, or just any epoxy. Clear epoxy will work. If you apply colored epoxy, obviously it will be very obvious. You're going to apply that to both sides of the porcelain. Once this is dry, then you're just going to let that dry out. Then take a fine sandpaper if you want to for the aesthetics to improve. Lightly run it across there. Take care not to scratch the porcelain. Very simple. And then obviously at the end, turn the water back on. That simple. Now, lastly, probably the more complicated issue is busted fill valve, or not busted, but just needs adjusting. So, common issue, we have the top off right now. You look in here, this is called the fill valve. Now, when dealing with this, people will often experience in their toilets, and these are the more complicated issues, maybe every other hour flushing, maybe every 4 hours the toilet's flushing, and that's obviously annoying and you're spending money on your water bill there, or just a loud buzzing that's constantly occurring, which obviously is annoying. Very simple ways to fix both these problems is take a look. This fill valve is a screw, so how you adjust it is you simply screw it. And as you screw it, if I'm screwing it right in this case, the water level should be raising because it's bringing up a bobber in here. And then if I screw it left, it's taking it down. So if it's flushing a lot, that means there's too much water in here and it's flushing out. You want to lower the bobber. If it's making a buzzing sound, that means there's too much water pressure. You're going to want to raise the bobber. So very simple. You cut off the water to the toilet again. As always, you flush it all out. You adjust the bobber. Turn back on the water, let it fill up, see if the problem's gone. If the problem isn't gone, you're just going to do that again. Turn off the water, flush it out, adjust the bobber, turn the water back on, and you're just going to do it and repeat until it works. And it can take 10 or so tries to get it done. But it could save you hundreds of dollars. And that amount of money you can put forth to any other thing, and it's just very practical. And of course, at the end, you always want to wash your hands because you have been dealing with not sewage water, but still not the cleanest water.